Get your ducklets out while I'm doing this.
There you go. That's right, work them buccinators.
Do you have like injections you can put in? I want to look real fast.
Like while you're there, just like building up a little bit.
Okay, guys, so I want to show you something. If you have a client that you need to, I'm always so paranoid when you guys are pointing at me. I'm like, where do I look?
Camera 1, camera 3.
This might make your life a little easier to be able to get to the pecs easier. So if you just start by undraping the arms. Okay, and bring this down at a diagonal.
You mean when you tuck in, it's diagonal?
Down towards, you know, her spine. Like she has a prom dress on. Okay, make sure this is like secured, like hold a little snugly there, and then underneath. Okay, that opens everything up. So if it's chilly, what you could do is just take the edge of the sheet, cover the arms, and then put the blankets on over that, or the blanket. Okay? So,
Except my prom dress had puffy sleeves.
you're dating yourself. Last year.
They'll be back. It's okay.
What came first,
Everything goes
dress-
retro.
Dresses or sheets, because like somebody just woke up one day in a sheet and they're like, hey, let me just sew this in the back.
Okay, so if you have a client that has long hair or hair that's on the back of their neck, you just want to get that out of the way before you put your lubricant on.
So you keep your scissors on the side.
Right. Complimentary
You're really
brush.
not scoring a lot of points.
2 for 1.
Haircut.
Botox, haircut.
Yeah. That's injections. Protein bars.
Okay, so here we have the clavicle. Okay, we have the manubrium and sternum. Okay, so here's our pec muscles. So on your practical, it says for the draping for the pecs, able to get to 3 finger widths below the clavicle. Okay, so having the sheet like this will automatically open up that space. If you have a client that's well endowed, pushes the girls down. Okay.
Instead of folding it over.
Yeah, instead of doing the fold and the fold, looking for the axillary fold. Yeah, you could do this. And you don't have to undrape the arms. They're already there. Which
So
when
we
you
can
work
do
on
this
the
on
arms.
practical.
Yeah. Students would do this, they'd be like, oh, I'm totally cheating. I'm like, all right, you're cheating. You undrape the arm. Okay, so fingertips are gonna go in towards the sternum, so this effleurage is nothing new. And up. You can do a one-sided. So I like to do one-sided and then the other side because all of this extra then can go on the lateral neck and you don't have to reapply. Have you found like when you're trying to work on the neck that you're like, how do I get that off my arm? Well, this will eliminate the need for needing extra. And then rotate, fingers in towards the SCM, out, and up. Okay, so everything is lubricated. I don't need to use anything else.
Too fast, did you say?
Yeah. And then petrissage. So on the pecs, there's a couple different ways that you can do it. You can do like a sun moon kind of thing. So if we think of the pec fibers and if they're contracted, the shoulder is rolled forward. So we don't want to go in towards the midline because we want to help to lengthen them. So your strokes are going to be out, like working out. Okay, push it out. So I'm using my finger pads. And if I feel like I'm too much over her face, then I just move to the side, so I'm behind my work. Let me know if it's too much this is a sun move. You just want to get in there and soften up the tissue. Or you could do this CV kind of move where it's almost like a snowman or a figure 8. So you're just in there.
Broadening.
Softening, yeah. Okay, there's that. And then to lengthen, you move off to the side and with your finger pads just going out laterally. So you may notice that as you're gliding, again, to avoid going over their face, you stop when you get to that point, and then your other hand picks up behind it to finish up the stroke. Okay? So you could do that.
Because you never want to pull. Is that
It's easier to push than it is to pull on most areas. Okay? That'll change. That's why I said. Okay? You can do this bilaterally with a little kind of sun moon action. Okay, so I'm just rolling out, pushing out towards her shoulder. So you can petrissage like that, and then do some deep glides. You could, you may notice that it's really hard. Maybe you have shorter arms, or the build of the client, or you keep bumping into their face. So you could stand to the side. Sorry, I don't have control over that. Stand to the side, so directly on the side. I'm not here because here is right in her face. So over the side and do this hand over hand to warm up the pecs. So here is an instance where hand over hand petrissage would be okay and enough. And then deep glide. And fine tune your tool. So if your hand is too big for the space, don't use all 4 fingers. You might have to use 3, or keep your thumb up and out of the way.
There's the coracoid, right? Kind of before you, like it's like gets close there, so you just got to be careful because you don't want to get finger pads and hook right into coracoid.
Yeah, I don't think you will.
No.
Yeah. Okay, so deep glide out. And then you would break contact to do the other side, because holding this, that's weird.
How do you do it?
Do what?
Which way do you prefer? Sitting or standing?
Oh, 3.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
Okay.
it depends. What works?
Oh, okay.
If it doesn't work, change it.
Change it.
Like the way you warmed up, or the way you did pec with a hand over hand, reminded me of like the way we start back routine.
Yes.
Like with
Very
that.
good.
And like
With
warming,
yes,
like
it's like
warming up.
exact.
Yeah.
Yeah. Warm up, deep
And
glide.
it is because glutes and pecs are like the
The
same, but yeah.
Exactly. Very good.
Because I kind of want to start my routine supine. So I'm like, that's kind of, you can warm up the pec the same way you warm up glute knee.
Okay, so after we petrissage and deep glide, we smooth it out, and then you can go up to the neck, where we're going to rotate, and then petrissage. So we're going to petrissage the upper traps. Yes, again, you do have to do it on the back, and you have to do it on the neck. Okay, it's important. So we have the upper trap fibers. We have SCM, so if you want to raise your hand, there it is, and relax. Okay, so everything in between the SCM and the upper traps, we have anterior scalenes, we have middle scalenes, and then deep down in there we have posterior scalenes. Okay, so petrissage the traps is loose knuckles, kind of like doing the back, doing them on the back. Just make sure you are in the posterior aspect, because you do not want to be knuckling on the lateral side of the neck. There's TPs there. Okay, so knuckle, warm it up. Extend your fingers. You can glide up to the occipital ridge and do some frictioning. And then you can petrissage the scalenes, and with this petrissage, I'm just doing this circular motion. Okay, all the way down. So you see how I rotated her neck?
Mm-hmm.
Because if I left it like this is really tight. I
Yeah, it's
can't
like-
sink into any of that muscle belly. So bringing it to a more neutral position allows me to sink in a little bit more. Okay, and then petrissage the SCM. So an easy way to get that is if you rotate to the same side. So you take the back of your finger and you just kind of like rotate the tissue onto your
Onto
finger.
it.
And then you take your thumb, grab a hold of it, and there it is. And then we just gently knead that. And I know you said yours are sensitive.
What does that feel like?
Tweet. It's all I don't know, tweet.
I don't know if I've ever had that done.
Probably not. Students are so afraid to do this. but
Oh,
it's
yeah.
so beneficial, really is.
Okay.
Alex, I think you're creating a wrong image for yourself.
Yeah.
Alex is gonna be like, who wants to work with Alex? Come here. I did it. and then we glide. Okay, glide to lengthen.
Finger pads.